Hey everyone, Demonite here. In this video I'll go over Jack's Delegation as well as Athena's Vanguard and United Front skills, how they work and what exactly they do. Starting with Jack and Delegation, which is a very weird skill. It states that it redistributes a portion of the damage you take to your Digi-Jacks, but that's a lie. In fact, that's the second time Jack's skill tree is lying to us. Oddly in character for him, I guess. By reading that skill description, you would think that Delegation basically reduces the damage you take by 25% at 5 out of 5, and this missing damage is then applied to the Digi-Jacks. It's true that the Digi-Jacks suffer damage whenever you take damage, but it doesn't reduce the damage you take at all. At first this led me to believe that Delegation was a horrible skill. If it doesn't reduce the damage you take, it's pretty much useless, as the damage the Digi-Jacks will take is very insignificant compared to their total health pool. But what Delegation actually does is that it heals you for 25% of the damage you take. It only heals your health, not your shields, which is why I thought it didn't do anything at first. The interesting part here is that this can make Jack pseudo-invincible. Even if the enemy deals more damage than you have health left, you will still heal before you enter fight for your life. Unless you take too many hits in a short time frame, then you can still enter fight for your life before the heal is applied. Right now you can see that against a single enemy it's pretty consistent at keeping you alive indefinitely. But too many hits at once and Delegation can't keep up. You can also still die against single enemies though. I'm not sure how exactly this skill works, but my best guess is that any 2 damage ticks that happen at the same or nearly the same time can result in your death. For example, due to frame drops or just 2 separate attacks hitting you. An enemy with a torque pistol, for example, always kills you because the bullet and the splash damage are 2 separate damage instances. Also, self-damage doesn't heal you, so you can still kill yourself. But still, this definitely makes Delegation a very powerful skill, especially combined with Jack's insane health regen skills like Teamwork. Even better is that it seems like just a single skill point is enough to survive single attacks consistently. Going 5 out of 5 or above would of course result in more healing, but if you do use the aforementioned skill Teamwork, you usually won't need it, so 1 out of 5 is especially nice if you're low on skill points. It's a little bit situational, but it can save your life from time to time. Moving on to Athena, she has a skill called Vanguard. It grants health regeneration to you and nearby allies while kinetic Aspis is active, which increases as the Aspis charges up. There is a lot to consider with this skill, but for some reason Gearbox decided to be as vague as possible and tell you pretty much nothing about it. TPS has a bunch of insanely long skill description cards, but this one was too much effort apparently, and it's not even a complicated skill. First of all, let's begin with the health regen values. At 1 out of 5 it regenerates 0.5% of your max health per second. As the Aspis absorbs damage, this value increases, and once the Aspis is fully charged it has doubled, so a maximum of 1% per second. The regen rate increases linearly with more skill points, so at 5 out of 5 it's 2.5 to 5%, and at 10 out of 5 it's 5 to 10%. It also affects your teammates, but just like Maya's Elated, it is always based on Athena's max health. So if Athena regens 100 health per second, all her teammates will also regen 100 health per second, regardless of their own max health. Now the skill says it only affects nearby teammates, and while it's active there is a transparent bubble projected around Athena. This bubble however doesn't represent the range of Vanguard, it's simply an indicator for teammates that Athena does have this skill, I suppose. I can't give you any units here, but the range of the skill is this big. Athena also has the skill United Front. It increases your shield capacity and makes damage absorbed by the Aspis refill your and your nearby allies' shields. At 5 out of 5, 25% of incoming damage is converted into shields. The Aspis counts as a separate hitbox from you, though both of those hitboxes overlap. You can see here that shooting the shield doesn't work, the bullets actually have to hit Athena's hitbox from the front. Anyway, what this means is that the damage the Aspis receives is not affected by things like damage reduction or elemental multipliers. For example, if you equip an Oz kit with damage reduction, it won't reduce the amount of shield that will be recharged. Similarly, it doesn't matter whether an enemy is using an incendiary or a shock weapon against you. Athena also has the skill Stalwart, which allows teammates to charge the Aspis and as such recharge your shield. It doesn't matter what rank Stalwart is at, the shield recharged by United Front is always the same amount. More points in Stalwart simply means the Aspis charges quicker when shot by teammates, so it benefits Vanguard. Again, United Front is also about nearby allies, but the range of it is actually larger than that of Vanguard. It is this big. Lastly, both Vanguard and United Front are skills that I actually forgot about when I made my video about team boosts and pet action skills, so to quickly wrap that up, Vanguard does apply to friendly AI such as Wolf and Digijax, while United Front does not. That's it for these 3 skills for now. As always, thanks for watching and see ya everyone.